So we are here at last, excitingly, with Jeff Whiting, the director of the show. So tell us about yourself, your amazing background, and what brought you to Rockin' Road to Dublin.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Yeah, Jeff Whiting. I'm a theater director, and I live in New York City. Very fortunate to get to work on lots of Broadway shows. I worked on Broadway, Bullets Over Broadway, Young Frankenstein, Big Fish. And in my work, I happened to direct a show called Monster Stomp at Busch Gardens a few years ago. And that's how I met Chris Smith, one of our creators, who then asked me about 6 or 7 months ago if I'd be interested in doing this. And I said yes immediately, and it's been an incredible piece so far.
So what was it about Rockin' Road to Dublin, Irish dance to rock music, that drew you to this program?
Well, I've always been a huge fan of the Irish dance. I dance a little myself. I'm a tapper. And so I was always drawn to and fascinated by the shows that I've seen that have Irish dance. And as Chris and Scott came to me saying, we want to really up the ante with the show, I began to do some research about Irish music and how Irish dance came to be. And I came across a story that I found really interesting. It's a legend about one of the legends about how Irish music was created. The story goes that there was a young king who was in love with a young lady, and he didn't dare to say how much he loved her. And so he just whispered his love to a tree. And that tree then was turned later into the first Irish harp. And as they played the first notes on the Irish harp, his love was portrayed to his lover. And that's basically how music was born. So I took this idea and I've implanted that into the core of our show. Our concept of the music is so wonderful. We're taking these beautiful Irish tunes, basically turning them on their ear and making them rock and roll. But we're using the core of the heart of music is love, music is strength. And so each piece that we've chosen really surrounds this love story that we're creating between these lovers, and we pass the torch and we see all kinds of different love, and it's turned into something really spectacular.
That is fantastic, because they were doing this for 3 years mostly as a music and dance show, but then you put a story to it, which is really unique and novel. Is that you just felt like something needed to tie it together that would transcend?
Yeah, the thing is, I think anytime you see, no matter what it is, whether it's dance or music or acting, and in my case I work on so many Broadway shows, I always feel there just needs to be a reason for something. So, Scott had created these beautiful dances, and so it was very simple to go, oh, you know what, she's doing that dance to celebrate her love for him or whatever it was. So it was actually quite easy to, once I figured out what the story was, the stories are already being told. It's just really hanging it sort of on the hanger and the skeleton of the story, which I think is really making the through line more thorough, and I think will allow the audience to follow and cheer this couple as they go out throughout this journey.
And we really got it. We got what you were trying to do, and we were entranced in just the feet moving, and those feet move fast.
These feet are incredible. I mean, I tap a little bit, but these guys, you watch them, and it's just absolutely spectacular. Every beat, they have milliseconds of beats. The way they divide it up is really spectacular, and their work ethic is absolutely incredible. It's been thrilling this week to watch them.
So what's your vision for Rockin' Road to Dublin? What do you see as the trajectory for this?
For the show overall? Well, I think the trajectory of this show is really, this is a brand. So sort of like other brands, it's something really unique. What they're creating here with Rockin' Road to Dublin is so special. They've taken what we love Irish music and what we love as Irish dance, and they've fused them together in a very interesting way, in a way that nobody's ever seen before. And so I think this is going to it has its own unique look and its own unique feel. And so I know that this brand, the Rockin' Road to Dublin, will really grow. People will begin to know us for this brand of rock and roll music set to these Irish old tunes and the most amazing feet that you'll ever see around the world.